Thank you very much, Mr. Ioannou. Before we continue, I would like to thank our sponsor. The silver sponsors are the companies Acheon Acti and Aribatec Marine. The event sponsors are GMCG and Palau International Ship Registry. The welcome coffee sponsors were Synergy and United Marine. During the breaks, we will have the coffee break sponsor is the company Copyjet, while at the end of the conference lunch sponsor is the company Glasgow International. Further sponsors are Navigator and supporters Cyprus Marine Club, Helmepa, Wistylas, Amitec, ESG International, and Panhellenic Ship Suppliers and Exporters Association. The communication partners are Meso Strategic and the business event calendar. The forum is under the aspects of the Propeller Club and supported by Helmepa, Wistylas, Amitec, and Cyprus Marine Club. Now invite to the stage Mr. Theodoros Chouliaras, the CEO at Upoil Tankers Inc. Mr. Chouliaras, please come to the stage.
Good morning. Kalimera. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers and Adonis for the privilege to be here among all these distinguished guests. But I have to admit that when I initially registered for this conference, I had in mind to perform in the best session of a conference, which is the lunch break. However, last night they told me that I should also have the privilege to participate with Iliana in a panel discussion, and today also to spend a few minutes to talk here with you for a very nice presentation. So for one more time, I would like to thank Adonis and the organizers for this, for the privilege to be here among the distinguished speakers. I'm Theodore Chouliaras. I'm an ex-banker working for Citibank, HSBC, and Eurobank in the past, a stockbroker working in London for a lot of big capital houses. 15 years now, I'm dealing with shipping. Upoil Tankers Trading is one of the companies that we do have in our group. Upoil Tankers actually is trading with three major pillars. The first one is that we are physical commodity oil trading, trading with refinery products. We buy from refineries, we sell it to end sellers, and etc. The second pillar is the tanker operating and chartering activity. And the third is hedging. What hedging is? Hedging is something very much important because hedging actually is a strategy that helps us to be protected from the possibility to be exposed in economic and financial problems due to the freight, bunkering, or emission risks. And this is something that we're going to talk later on today. Before I enter this, I would like to say, because this actually conference is based on maritime supply chain. And I would like to say that one of the most important factors that actually affects today the maritime supply chain is geopolitics. And actually, I'm going to use another term that we love to use when I also make speeches on the university, on my university students. We will talk about geoeconomics. And let me explain to you what is the main difference between geopolitics and geoeconomics, how they affect the maritime supply chain, and why we're here today. Imagine, for example, that geopolitics was the reason that United States set an up limit price for the Russian oils to be traded around the world. That was called geopolitics. Now, what is the geoeconomics? The geoeconomics is that Russians thought about that, okay, since they don't let us sell the products in a high price, in a FOB term, why don't we hide our profit inside the freight and sell at CIF terms? So that gave us, all of us in the shipping community, a great opportunity to have profit. The Russians had profit because they hide their profit inside our freight price. That gave us the chance as a tanker community, as a Greek and Cyprus tanker community, to be in all over the world transporting oils. And this is, for example, something that show us the difference between geoeconomics and geopolitics and how that affect the maritime supply chain. Another small example would be that the Americans thought that in order to punish the Russians but leave enough oil to the world, they raised the sanctions from Iran. And that made Iran to be back to the business, and today Iran have a monthly profit around $45 billion. Now, Iran was maybe financing the terrorists with no money months ago. What will happen now that additional $50 billion are coming to the pocket of the Iranian world? For the other side, the shipping was very affected about that, and this is because, again, we are part of the transportation around the world. When the Houthi made the mass in Suez, again, that was a geopolitical part of the view. What was the geoeconomic? The geoeconomic was that actually the tanker owners and the tanker operators like me now produce more profit because we have more ton miles to perform in the business. So it's true that shipping years ago was affecting from demand and supply only. But today, geopolitics and geoeconomics, as I said before, are a very crucial factor that affecting the supply chain. Who could ever think that the #1 exporter and producer of oil is United States now? It's amazing. That means that supply chain now is changing because we, as the shipping community, should now build procedures and routes from United States to Asia, from United States to Africa, from United States to Europe, something that have never been years ago. And this due to geopolitics. So yes, there are a lot of risks today that actually affecting the shipping community. And this is why actually in Upoil Tankers and Trading, we established the strategy of hedging the shipping risks. And I will explain that all those factors that I mentioned, geopolitics and geoeconomics and a lot of others, putting shipping in 4 specific risks. #1 is the freight risk. something very simple. Imagine that Iliana is a ship owner. You are. And I am a single ship operator. So I'm thinking that Iliana is trading her vessel at 10,000 per day. So I'm coming and say, Iliana, would you like to give me your vessel for 6 months and I will give you 11,000 per day? Iliana is thinking, wow, what a silly is that Theodore. He cannot see that the market goes down. Yes, I will lock and I will take 11,000 instead of something worse later. I have the opposite opinion. Iliana cannot see that the market goes up. I will lock her at 11,000 and I will have profits. One of us is right, one of us is wrong. So in case that the market goes up, I will give 11,000 per day to Iliana and I will receive 15, 16, 17, 20, 25,000 per day from anywhere. That is my operation profit, efoplismos, not plioktisia in Greek. But what will happen if market goes opposite and I cannot find anywhere to charter my vessel and I have to receive, for example, 9,000, 8,000, but I must pay 11,000 to Iliana? This is a freight risk. There are a lot of ways to be protected. One of them is to use the financial tools of the Baltic Exchange, the FFAs, the Freight Future Agreements. It's a very huge strategy. You should be wise enough and well educated to do that, but this is something that we do. And this is something that all of us have to do because nowadays risk is everywhere. Geopolitics, economic, everywhere. Everybody should be protected. But also there is a banking risk. Imagine now that I have to make a contract of affreightment to go and load grains from Odessa in 3 months from now. And today, I'm making a call to Irini Notias. Where is Irini? Somewhere here, okay? And Irini tell me that today the bunkers is, for example, $600 per ton. But what will happen in 3 months? Like I said before, geopolitics, geoeconomics, weather conditions, anything. What if when I go in 3 months and load my vessel, the bunkering is $900 per ton? How can I be protected from that? There are a lot of ways to be protected. Actually, 7 strategies to be protected. One of them, for example, is to lock the price and say that, okay, no matter what, I will pay maximum 700. This is how I can afford. Anything above, you will pay it. I need a counterpart for that. Are they? Yes, there are. This is actually the hedging strategy, the banking. So nobody from now on should go and make shipping without hedging because risks now are everywhere. And today, also, we have a new kind of risk. It's emissions, emission risk. And why emission risk? It's so huge because freight risk and banking risk could be hedged if I am wise enough to do it. It is voluntary decision, but this is a mandatory decision. I must calculate my emissions, and I must, at the end of the year, pay either the penalty or to go to someone like me, Upoil, open a trade account and make trading every day in the quantity of the emissions that I need to release at the end of the year. But again, someone may think, okay, Theodore, I know from calculations for level performance for the system that we saw before that I may need 50,000 EUAs for my vessel. So instead of pay $5 million penalty, I would like to buy now, but is it now a good price? And if it is now, I have to pay all of it. Are there any alternatives for me to help? Yes, there are. There are 6 actually strategies. You may lock the price now, but pay later. You may not pay at all, have a credit. You may lock the final, the above price or the bottom price, make strategies between. There are a lot of things. But all those things are part of the hedging strategy. So actually, I'm here just to tell you that the things have changed. Nobody now have the right to be in shipping without hedging the risks around. And there are several risks. Every day, geopolitics, geoeconomics, macroeconomics, inflation. Later on the panel discussion with Iliana, I will release 4 secrets of what's happening, and nobody of you have ever thought about it that will happen in ship owners or ship operators' minds. We will burn our panel like barbecue. Later on, Iliana. Just before the lunch break, actually, huh? Okay, so we have to be quick. So, I would like to thank you one more time for the privilege to be here and make this opening, and hope that all the panel discussions will be a nice fight debate, otherwise we will be sleepy. So yes, let's fight, let's have debate, let's disagree, that's why you are here. Let's release information and let's make this conference to stay on the Hall of Fame. Thank you, Antonis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chouliaras. Before we move on to the panel discussion, let's enjoy a cup of coffee and do some networking. The coffee break sponsor is the company Copjet. We'll be back in 15 minutes. These 15 minutes provide a very good opportunity to support the ELPIDA Association of Friends of Children with Cancer organization. Thank you very much. Okay.